This is Figuring It Out Together with me, Dr. Michael Mazius. Thank you for coming back. Today we're going to talk about an important person in your life, you, and the importance of checking in on yourself and asking yourself what sounds like a simple question, but for many of us actually isn't, and that is, how am I really? We're in month seven of a pandemic, and life has changed obviously in meaningful ways, and so it's very important that we remain positive and flexible, authentic to ourselves, happy, purpose-driven most of the time. And so in order to know whether or not you're there, you have to think about that from time to time. You have to really just sort of stop, even though sometimes we're busy with lots of things. And sometimes we're just sort of like living what feels like a life of drudgery. We need to stop and reflect on this question: how am I really? What is working and what isn't working? It's very important to figure out what those variables are. And then we need to ask ourselves, again, another simple but not so simple question: what do I need? What do I need to do more of? What do I need to do less of in order to feel happy and vital and purposeful? For some people, I find that means we need to disengage from work more of the time, worry less about work, and make more time for leisure or pleasure. For other people, actually work has become boring, mundane, routine, and we need to think about how to spice it up. If we're working for somebody, we need to level with that person and find ways to make make work rather more interesting. If we're working for ourselves, we need to think about like what we need to do more of or less of to make life exciting, work. Work is not always life, to make work exciting again. And another interesting experience I found from talking to people, some people find that the people who they see or even live with are operating in ways that don't feel safe to them, and they're afraid to speak up. We need to be assertive with people if the people with whom we share space are not necessarily operating in ways that feel safe or comfortable to us, so that the people with whom we share space are making us happy as opposed to worrying us and or frustrating us. Finally, we need to think about what inhibits change. If we know what we need to do more of, if we know what we need to do less of, and we find that we're just not getting there, we're not doing it reliably, we need to stop and again ask ourselves the question, okay, what is inhibiting me? What is inhibiting me from being assertive? What is inhibiting me from setting limits with work? What is it really? And sometimes the answer to that question is obvious, and sometimes the answer to that question requires some digging. We need to think about it on our own more. We need to perhaps write about it. We need to talk to people we care about, trust, and love about it in order to find out what the answers are, so that we can begin to work more meaningfully with ourselves. And finally, as we strive for change, hopefully we're always striving for change. We're works in progress. We're beautiful pieces of art. We're always chipping away at the sculpture. It's very important that we are gentle with ourselves, because we are creatures of habit. And when we fall into old bad habits and we let ourselves down, we need to be kind to ourselves. We need to recognize that the next moment is a different moment. We have an opportunity to operate differently. And only with practice will we begin to operate in ways at all times, let alone during these times, that make us feel happy and good about ourselves. Thank you.